Give Illinois credit. Thought they played really well. Thought we had some good stretches. Played better than the other night, but obviously not good enough. So give Illinois credit. Questions?
I guess I'll start out the end of the first half. Last 6.5 minutes, you got a 5-point lead, and then end up down 7 at the half. One field goal for you guys in the last 6.5 minutes. Obviously, Bruce and Akbar both foul trouble at that point. Just how critical was that stretch, and what the points, the opportunities just didn't seem like they were there for you guys in that stretch.
Yeah, you talking about any specific possessions or just?
Well, I mean, you got one field goal in 6.5 minutes, so there are probably a lot of them. And what, 3 free throws in that stretch? I don't know. It just felt like that was a stretch where Illinois exerted itself a little bit. And
It was a critical stretch. We missed
Yeah.
2 front end and 1-and-1s. We had a wide open 3 we missed, and we had a pull up that we missed. So if you're asking me, I don't know what you're asking. If you're asking, was I pleased with the quality of our offensive possessions? I would say, for the most part, yes. Not having watched the film. If you're asking, was it a critical stretch? Absolutely. I do think that was
the foul trouble. That kind of puts you behind the 8 ball to go to the half with 3 guys in it.
Yeah, it did. We tried to get Bruce back in there a little bit earlier, but you know, I think if we just make a couple of those free throws, front end of 1-and-1s, I think one of them we fouled them after we missed the front end of 1-and-1, and they went down and shot 2. So yeah, that was a critical momentum stretch for sure, with the missed free throws and the missed looks.
I did want to ask you about that specific sequence where, like you said, you missed the front end of the free throws. Ed commits the foul, they go down and hit 2 free throws, and it goes from like 3 to 5. And
Yeah.
You had a play in the second half where it was within 6. You play 34 seconds of good defense. Felix fouled Rogers with 1 second to go. He
Yep.
hits the free throws. Those moments seem to be killing you right now.
Yeah,
How do you
they
get
are.
better in those moments where you need one more stop, one more bucket, and this team just consistently can kind of shoot
Yeah.
yourself in the foot a little?
No, they're critical. We just have not been able to, you know, whether it's finish a defensive possession or, you know, finish through contact offensively. Yeah, we have not been able to mitigate some of those critical 2 or 3 possession runs that take a game from 4 to 8 or 4 to 10 or 6 to 10. And you know, when your margin for error is pretty small, those are critical stretches.
When you shoot 50% and score 75 or whatever it was at home, you probably feel pretty good about your chances for winning. Defensively, what was the issue tonight, and
Yeah.
is this fixable?
Well, we better. I mean, that's it. You know, if we don't get better in that area quickly, we're obviously playing a terrific offensive team in Iowa. So we have to get way better on that end right now. We have to really be way more committed than what we are. Whether it was zone or man, there really wasn't an answer right now. So.
Where did you feel on defense the biggest lapses were? Where were the biggest areas?
I don't think there were lapses. I think they're a good offensive team. I think at times Felix, you know, was playing in a little bit a unique situation where he's guarding 5 out. I think they got us on the glass a couple times, but I don't think it was all due to, you know, defensive lapses. We're playing a good team and a good offensive team.
Chris, the open threes we talked about here for a handful of games. I know there weren't a ton of them today, but they seemed crucial.
Yeah.
When you've looked back, you know, not even just tonight, is there a common theme on what you guys aren't doing that is allowed? I mean, I know sometimes open threes are just, you know, good offense, but.
No, I think in a couple of the cases, our trapping got them open looks. And, you know, 1 or 2 of them we were okay with. You know, Shannon's a really good player, but he was shooting 24% from 3 coming into the game, but he's obviously a capable shooter and really good player. But a couple of those clean looks came off of some of our trapping of their drive to post guys.
And Adam mentioned the offensive numbers, obviously Ronnie getting going, but then you have Bruce and Jameson now seeming to be in a little bit of a funk that way.
I thought Jamison played, you know, he missed a couple maybe that he'd like to have back, but I worry less about him. I think Bruce has had a bit of a tough stretch, but he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I've got full full belief in him that he's gonna, he's logged a lot of minutes, he's carried a heavy load, but we need him to play well, and I've got absolute 100% confidence that, Bruce is gonna have an outstanding, last month and a half of the year. I really do.
You tightened the rotation significantly tonight. Was that a situational thing based on how Illinois was playing? Was that a result of practice time? What went into
No,
this?
I think it's just this time of year. Illinois plays 7 guys for the most part,
Yeah.
so most teams are playing 7, 8 guys. So guys got to be able to play well in whatever role's given to them. If they can't, we'll have to find somebody else that can. And I thought we had some guys play pretty well in limited minutes. This time of year, it's kind of what you're looking for, who can play well in limited minutes. And I thought we had some guys do a decent job of that tonight.
I know you've drawn a clear line between this year's team is not last year's team. I asked Roddy, what is kind of going through your heart right now? And he referenced last year. I don't ever want to go through what last year was. Do you feel any of that creeping into some of your returners? Are some of the issues from last year mentally weighing this team down at all?
Well, I don't think right now we're responding great to adversity, Adam, and I think we've got to get better to the adversity of the game, handling the adversity of the game better. Could some of what happened last year be impacting that? Maybe, I don't know, but I think we've got to get better at handling adversity of the game. That's the biggest thing for us as coaches and players. That I think that's got to be better. When you have a couple missed front end and one-on-ones, or a team makes a little bit of a run, can you respond better? I think that's a step for this team that we've got to get better in, for sure.
I know part of it was foul trouble, part of it was just matchups with Illinois, but what more do you need from your bigs right now?
I just think more impactful play on both ends. But again, this is unique. Felix has had to guard some unique situations with shooting 5 men. Here he was kind of playing a guard who plays a kind of a pseudo 5-man role, and we had him off the ball, and I think it probably got him. He just wasn't his normal kind of flying around self. I think all those things he'll get better with as he continues to grow and learn how to impact the game while guarding people on the perimeter like that. But I think just more impactful play on both ends.
And then back to the defense, just what would you say is the defensive identity of this team right now, or what does it need to be for having success going forward?
We need to be nastier. We need to be much nastier. We need to play with more force.
One more out.
Yeah, if you don't mind, just how is this loss sitting with you compared to some of the other recent losses? I mean, you've talked about your frustration, you talked about needing to be better, but when you play better for stretches, but it's not good enough.
Yeah. No, I think that's the biggest thing, Adam. As I go back and look at the film, I feel like there were stretches where we played much better than the other night. But it's not long enough to be able to beat a good team, and it wasn't good enough to put ourselves in position to beat a good team. Did we play? Certainly we played better than the other night, maybe better than our last game and a half. And I think, but I want to see the film to see if that validates what I think. Did we play a little bit harder? Did we play better? Were we more crisp offensively in stretches? All those things I think ring true, but I want to validate that with the film. And if it did, then we'll build upon that. That's my initial thought, not having watched it